today our babble will be music focused. I think it's been quite a while since we really focused on music on this show, and considering we play a lot of music, it would make sense to do a music themed show. So we're going to be talking about music therapy, what music can do for you, all that kind of thing. If you're happy, let us know, 07860 021656, or you can contact us via the media player if you are an online listener. So, I think introductions are necessary. So you are a vocal coach?
Yes, vocal coach.
Vocal coach and music therapist? Or is that something you used to do that you don't do anymore?
I used to do, yeah. I've certainly got a fair amount of experience in it. But yeah, these days just kind of performing and teaching, really.
Nice. So what are the benefits of going back to music therapy? I know you don't do that anymore, so perhaps we should talk about what you do now. But I'm interested in the music therapy side of things because, I mean, how does that work? Why does music help as a therapy? Like, how does it help?
Okay, so I've been specifically concentrating on dementia patients for the last couple of years. So dementia is a really tricky one because sometimes somebody can be thoroughly in the room, know exactly who you are, tell you stories from 25 years ago that you'd forgotten about even, and then other times you go in and they've just got absolutely no idea who you are or what you're doing. The only common ground that I've ever really found in bring somebody into a room is music. And it's pretty magical, man. Like, you go into these care homes and stuff and you start singing at these people whose eyes are just glazed over. They're just not even in the room with you. And then as soon as they hear this music, they start singing. They remember all the words. All of a sudden, before you know it, they're up and dancing with you, and their carers are going, they haven't even got out of this chair for like 3 days. How are you doing this? But suddenly this person just comes back to life, because we all have a soundtrack for our lives. Every life has a soundtrack. We all have music that we love and that we listen to a lot and that brings something out of us. It's pretty magical, man. I love it.
So do the patients, do they get very involved? Do they sing and play instruments and everything with you? Or is it more of a kind of you perform for them and they kind of clap along?
Well, the other thing is when you're going into these care homes, they're quite concerned that you sort of introduce a bit of gentle exercise as well. Like I say, there's an awful lot of sitting around a lot of the time for these guys. So you have sort of actions and choreographed routines that you do. But generally, if they're having a good time, they'll get up and they'll dance. And yeah, we've got sort of tambourines and that kind of stuff. And they'll just crack on. And a lot of the time, I can't keep up with them. So yeah, it's great.
Can music therapy help other types of what about mental health? Do you think music helps with mental health? We talk about mental health quite a lot on this show. It's a topic quite close to our hearts. And is there such a thing as music therapy for mental health patients?
Absolutely, yeah, of course there is, yeah. I mean, singing particularly releases a lot of dopamine into your brain, and it also it helps to control your blood pressure, your serotonin and melatonin levels, and it generally uplifts people in a way that I don't think a lot of other things can. And you do get a lot of those similar sort of chemical reactions when you pick up an instrument or you hear very loud music. The brain signals are very similar, but singing in itself does release a lot of dopamine, and afterwards you will feel on top of the world. And so it definitely, I mean, depression, anxiety particularly, there's this whole thing about screaming into a pillow. Ditch that, doesn't work. Just put on your favourite track and sing at the top of your voice. It will have a much better effect, and it's a lot better for you.